Go. Okay. Oil got saved by the quad support. Epic does it again. This is midday review. It's August 7th, 2017, 12:02 p.m. Welcome. I shall not rant. OMVS, one of my top watches for sure. I was hoping it was going to come back off at least to 24.6 and it didn't, and I even said it probably wouldn't. I missed my entry at 20 on Friday. The way this trades makes it a little tough for a trader like me, but oh, announcements. Quick announcements. Investment pool. Anything to announce about the investment pool? No, everything's on target there. Well, we got the watch list I've started, and I did homework over the weekend, and I'm gonna be announcing the final list tonight. Then tomorrow we start back in on a regular schedule of our master classes. And so for today, there is no master class. There never was supposed to be one on Mondays, and I'm going to be doing, watch list building here. We built watch list last week. Hopefully I'll have mine done tonight. If I don't have it all done, I'll have the majority of it done. And that's my main hit list for the investment pool, first of all. Target 100% a month, 25% a month minimum. I just got my numbers back on my Q2, and I know my day trading doubled. I don't know about my swing. My count probably, well, I shouldn't say anything, but my day trading definitely doubled. My swing might have doubled. So even if I did that, right, every quarter for the investment pool, I'll be happy. And that'll reflect into the day trading and the swing trading anyway. So I can keep that kind of momentum going, doubling every quarter, that's good enough. I'd like to hit, double every month, but it's not easy to do. What other announcements? We have those podcasts. That's what they're called. Podcasts starting soon. I'm excited about them. Matt's hosting. He's got a serious skill set. Finished my first interviews in there, and he's going to be interviewing some of you folks. Really excited about those podcasts. Like, he's a professional. He's not a fool around guy like me. He's got it together. Reed is under the hood building an algorithm for our Bitcoin offer for September 1st. Rosie's gold algo is kind of entering that last development phase. We're challenged under the hood with the final phase, but we were with Epic for months. Epic's done its final phase. It's done testing. So it's going to coding soon. VIX, I don't think we'll ever get there. So, but the offering costs nothing a month, and it's yeah, it is what it is. The S&P's tough. It works on 5 time cycles. I don't know if we'll ever get that one done. And then we have 32 others we're working on. And then of course there's 6 in the offer right now on the Bitcoin 1B7. I think I'm covering the announcements with efficiency and without ranting. Oh, in the trading room this morning, when you've seen discussions about thesis and me challenging a few folks with technicals and that kind of stuff, I have what they call a fiduciary responsibility to the conduct of the room to make sure that as conventional charting and technical see things, I have to make comments. Comments or whatever are kind of maybe possibly skewed or outside of that. And just to clarify, sometimes what happens, and I just want to clarify, I think it's important. Sometimes what happens is some folks understand fundamentals in a way that others don't, and are farther ahead of the curve or not, and that kind of thing. So I'm just commenting to it to make sure that that's in there, inserted, right? So those are really just insertions. They're not me telling people they're right or wrong. They're just me inserting. I see a tropical storm coming over the horizon, so if we lose you, I'll come back in. So that's the one thing. And then the other thing is the way that you alert, if you could, because I get members, of course, you know, very specific requests, right? So I get requests like, you know, really we should be putting, you know, capitals and that kind of stuff. So very specific kind of micro requests. And those, you know, I don't want to get too specific about, because I end up, you know, with one arm over here and one arm over there and 3 conversations and 2 cell phones. And, you know, so even myself, it's tough to do that. But if you could put some sort of a scenario of what's happening other than, you know, X crap the bed. Now, some traders are very busy, and I get it. And, you know, they've got lives, or they're sitting with clients, and they're, you know, helping a customer at the sales counter or whatever, right? And they're on their cell phone, and they're not even looking at their phone. They're just trying to give us a quick alert. I get that. But if you have the time, do me a favor. Try and put some kind of thesis behind it, or, you know, something so we understand what it is, so we know, so it's actionable, right? What else happened in the trading room I need to discuss? Smoking. I quit cigarette smoking. I am smoking cigars, but it's 1 a day, and I'm trying not to inhale them because I learned that they give you excruciating headaches. Yeah, wish me luck on, if you don't mind, say a prayer for me on my free diving. I've got some big events coming up. Congratulations to the Longs and OMVS and others. Our team is banking on banking on banking. The team is a world-class team developing, and that's super cool to see. So there's all kinds of stuff. I think I covered the main ones. I didn't make a list, so that was all off the top of my head. Not bad for an old fart. If I can pat myself on the back. So I'm looking for an entry on OMVS. That's the bottom line. The way it trades, though, is funky. You got to trust, right? You got to trust, because you got to hold. And yeah, if you were me, and some of you are more than me and doing better than I do, but if you were me and you're doubling your accounts every 3 months, would you risk, right? So that's how it goes. But it's, you know, risk reward, they say. But just make sure, you know, it's not risk reward. You know, the other side of that is risk disaster, right? TMPS, I really like this chart on the daily. Let's take a quick look at this one. This one really caught my eye this morning. I think it was Tracy that alerted it to the room. Pardon me if it wasn't, but I'm pretty sure it was Tracy. Interesting place, eh? Just got to get over that previous high on that candle there, and then it's, you know, the next one is up and around 52.4, and then the next one's up and around. It's like my trade. Something happened there too. Oh well, I guess we'll figure it out. There's a disaster anywhere. Speaking of disasters, so remember the earthquake here not so long ago? I was really freaked out. Actually, it wasn't an earthquake, it was an aftershock, and it was months after. Apparently up to a year after you can have them. But it's like the earth hits it's like being in a car, but you're in the earth, and it hits something. The earth hits something. That's what it feels like. XXII. Oh yeah, we were going to look at the daily. Oh yeah, well, there's the daily. It's over at 200. It's pretty obvious. Squeeze momentum turned green. MACD is up. Stock RSI is up. Oh, the other announcement. Thank you very much for all the homework. I got just oodles this weekend, and not just oodles of homework. And I could only take a cursory review. I'll tell you, the homework that I did see was outstanding. Just got to say it. TMPS, really love it. I got to set my alarms on these. What do I do here? Well, I'm going to be back at OMVS every second of the day almost. TMPS, I guess what I'll do is I'll go with a price action alarm here because really nothing else you can do now. Those 3 daily candles, boy, that daily candle on the day today, if that holds up, kapauza. That 3rd day candle is an important day. I mean, there's more. There's 5 there, but 3rd days that resemble anything like a soldier. That's important. So we'll see. So that's TMPS, love it. OMVS, love it. They're both OTCs, if you can believe it. I never traded OTC until, recently. Well, I guess I did. I just never seriously traded it. XXII, another one I think brought in by Tracy, if I remember right. Z-Man, ARWR. Okay, I'll take a look. XXII, I think on the daily, I'm absolutely in love with this chart too. They say don't fall in love with your stocks, but you can fall in love with the chart. Out of control breakout out of the bowl. Every time it's come out of the bowl, out of its specific bowl, it's broke out. This is the big one. This one firms up, and I'll tell you, it's a bye-bye. We'll see if it does. I wouldn't be surprised if it came back though. Now, is this one on my master list? XXII. I think it is, but just to make sure, I'm going to just make a quick note. And TMPS. Love it. It's going on my list. This is what a team does for you. When people don't just hog it to be heroes, you should all share them. And I have to apologize. I have to challenge people that don't come in with shares and stuff. That does happen, just so you know. We do keep track of stuff. Generally speaking, I mean, we're not sitting with pen and paper, but we are, because this is not a, we're not gonna get rich, or we're not gonna pay for the development of what we're doing on the algos, considering that one algo is $12 million to develop. We're not gonna pay for that by the trading room. The trading room is to give back. Doesn't look like it because we charge a little bit for it, but we expect a little bit of skin to pay for the cost of it, if possible. Where am I going with all that? It's got to be a team. It's got to be a trading team. That's what makes it worthwhile. Otherwise, it's just vapor when it's done, right? Your experience of vapor. You build a trading team, and then you get the benefit of a trading team like I've had for years. And hopefully, we build it to 100 strong. And instead of 6 or 7 like I've had, you'll have 100. And nobody will ever stop you. And for the rest of your life, you'll be blessed in a really serious way. Because the group working together can do so much more than by yourself. Being by yourself in an environment that's undisciplined is very, very bad for a trader. Very bad in your subconscious. Your subconscious has got to activate your conscious, like a drill sergeant, right? It's critical. Then you don't have to think. That's why the winning traders, they're so relaxed. They don't suffer from FOMO normally. I mean, I do once in a while. But like here, OMVS, I'm suffering hard with OMVS. Okay, Z-Man. He's been quite the team member lately, hey? Bringing in stuff. As far as I can tell, most of this team are. Now, there's some more experienced ones that have been through this process that are older and wiser that sit back and watch, and that's, they promised me they'd help me with the launch. They're very key in the first few months, for sure. But now you guys are taking it over. I can hardly wait for that day. where I wave by and come back and bug you once a month. You kick me out of the room. Kurt, capitalize. Stop swearing. No hands. You're out. You're banned for a month, you fucker. Pardon me. Sorry. I didn't say that last word there. Duckers. There's duckers everywhere. ARWR. Okay. Z-Man, what do you like about it, man? I'm concerned about this one. I like the daily candle on it. Oh, I like the last daily candle on it. Actually, I like all three daily candles. That's something I can give you. I really like the volume. Earnings. Really like that. Surprise earnings. Wowza. What else do I like about it? MACD's up. Stock RSI's up. Squeeze momentum's rocking. There's one thing I hate about it though, and it's got the $2 mark. I wonder on intra if it's been holding. Has it been holding that $2 mark on the intraday? Oh, there's a big gap, is there? Yeah, the gaps are awesome. So $2, where was $2 right here? Yeah, it held it. There you go. Hopefully it holds that $2 to the end of the day. That candle's nice at the end of the day. It looks like it. It looks like you're going to get it because the volume's starting to come back in now. MACD is on its way down. Squeeze momentum on the intraday, but you know it's early. It's only 12:18. Afternoons have changed though. They have changed. Okay, let's go back to the daily quick and take a look at this gap. Wow, is that hay? Jeez. It's a double. It's a double. Start the car. Wow, actually your first stop is going to be at 3. Start the car. And your next stop around 480-ish, 490. So I'd, you know, for safety, I'd call it 290 and 490 and 390, 290, 390, 490. Call it the 90s instead of the even dollar just to keep you safe. It's awesome. So the trick is how it handles that 200. Squeeze momentum on the dailies up. It's a great chart. Just you got that wall there. So hopefully it handles that wall, but being that it's got surprise earnings, increasing volume. I mean, it's got everything it needs to get through that 200. Yeah, it's got everything it needs. So if there's a stock that'll get to the 200, it's something that has all these ingredients, the gap especially. But, you know, the earnings surprise, those daily candles are decent candles. Squeeze momentum, MACD, stock RSI, volume coming up. Those candles are sweet, that progression. So today's candle is important. I think you'll get it. I think odds are on your side, you're going to get it. Okay, so I'm going to alarm this one. It doesn't go on my list yet, but it definitely goes on my alarm. Add alert. Crossing 200. Oops, not the 20, the 200. Cool. Thanks for bringing that in. That's what team members do right there. Tracy brought in some today. Nick brought in some. I think Todd bring any in? I think he did. Anyway, sharing is caring. Corey Rock always brings them in. But it's true. Even posting your entries and exits, it is a challenge to get people to do that, but I'll tell you, it's very good for you. It's good for your team, and it's good for yourself. You can either do it as percentages, you know, of the total sizing that you might do, or you can do it as percentage of your account, or the actual number and shares. Anyway, just re-encouragement there. And as a trader, if you post your entries and exits and your plan, in other words, let's say you're only 1/5 size at 200 shares, and your plan is to possibly scale to 1,000 shares, right? And you're posting your whole thesis and amounts, then you're completely exposed, which is beautiful, because now you get over that. It kills all that crap that kills you as a trader. You'd have to think through the psychology of that to understand. But there's a whole bunch of ego stuff, right? It's egocentric stuff that kills you as a trader. Take that to heart, trust me. So the more exposed you get, the more you get rid of that stuff, is the moral of the story. And your trading will get better. I'll guarantee you. Doesn't matter how good you are, it'll get better. Believe it or not. Prove me wrong and lose. Okay, OMVS, love it. ARWR, what's that? Love it. It's just I'm not putting it on my list yet until it gets over that 200. But it is alarmed. TMPS. No, there'd be nothing. That one we just looked at, ARWR. I should mention, there's nothing wrong with trading it before the 200. The way that you would do that really quick, because the earlier you are, of course, the more margin you get, right? The more width. It's just that I trade chicken. So when you trade chicken, you don't normally do that, especially when it's that close to the 200. You would do it earlier in here, right? But the problem is earnings. So, here right after earnings would be better. But anyway, point is that you just move down to your 5. And I say 5 instead of hourly because it's so close to the 200. And on the 5, you just wait for these indicators to turn back up. MACD, stock RSI. Well, stock RSI will turn up before these. But anyway, MACD, squeeze momentum indicator for sure on the 5. And your stock RSI, and take your entries. But make them like a 5th or a 10th size or whatever, so you can, handle downs and hit again, right? And then once you get to the 200, you can trim until it gets up over it. But it's not far away from the 200, so it's almost not worth it yet, but it's a great one to watch for. But depending on how you want to play it, because it is a fantastic probability that it's going to go the right way. I don't know what the probabilities would be, but it's high. OMVS we already talked about. We're going to leave that up. TMPS we already talked about. Have to leave that up. Those are my 2 top watches. Natural gas we're going to get into after the class tomorrow, because that's so here's BSTG, exactly what I thought would happen. We'll see if it bounces off that 20. That's the tell. If it bounces perfectly off that 20, that's a big deal. Man, I sure get hate mail about that. BlackBerry. Why would BlackBerries be so emotionally charged? It's a good question. Okay, let's look at the BlackBerry chart real quick. Yeah, love the management. Wouldn't bet against that management. The business model is the issue, and it's going to take some time. You just don't pivot a company like that. And I know it hasn't been overnight. It's been years now that they've been pivoting, but they ain't done the pivot. There's a big pivot there. I've been watching the guru, you know, pump this all the way into earnings. Started pumping it in here. You know, and if you ever want to check, you know, what somebody's doing, you just right? Kurt Melanopoly. And, you know, whatever. And you can find everything they say about it, unless they delete it, right? Like I had an intern delete that one this morning on OMVS. But I shouldn't have done that. Actually, I should have better correct it. BlackBerry. Well, I guess the positive news is you do still have the 200. So would there be anything wrong with watching that 200? No. You know, watch for a bounce because you really are in the setup. Just that it doesn't respect the 200 at all. History repeats here. So I just want to so I'm responding to some email there just so that when folks watch this they can get my explanation because I told them I would. Oil starting to jump off the bottom of that quad wall. EXTG, we already talked about. So that wait for it. Do any others you want to look at, or can I run, or should I run through these almost from today? ERWR is buying it down to. Are they? I know a group that actually does that. Wow. They build massive warehouses. All right. Well, let's take a look at what's going on today here. MYOK, we know that chart. Not my service. There's anything wrong with it. I mean, I can trade it as a trade or as a day trade. Like once my full list is built over the next couple of days, you know, I would trade something like this, day trade, for sure. Bring it down in tight time cycle day trade. The leader is the strength comes. If you're going to day trade something, trade day outside with strength, real heavy strength, and real down traps. So that's where you get the width. Pardon me, guys. That was a long weekend. I worked hard on MYOK. This isn't the stock I was thinking about, actually. That's funny. Good thing I stopped to take a look. Straight up. It's Mariah Carey song, straight up. Or one of them. Well, on earnings. Crazy squeeze the daylights with the shorts. What's happening there? Anyway, that'll come back to earth. Well, I'm wrong. Probability is it's going to come back to earth. And then you hit it. Acorn International. You know, I was on the weekend, I was looking through the charts and some real experts. Charting experts. Gurus. I'm actually trading along this, or I'm doing this, and I go and check the chart and think, wow, that's really interesting. And it makes me wonder, are you too lazy to, you know, find the setups? Do you not have a team that brings in the setups like my team? My team runs, so she had a trading team that would, like, over the song. And I'm not trying to make fun of people, but it's true that's out there along with these are experts. Trending stock. That's fine. Am I still garbled? Still garbled? Oh, Intel. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave. Okay. Hold 30 seconds. How am I sounding now? Really? Okay, hold on. And now, anything new? Okay. And now. Hold on. And now. Now. report.